Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are making Choor-Choor Naan, also known as Amritsari Kulcha, and I'm going to make this with a die-hard foodie, my brother Vivek. So Vivek, come on in, let's make Choor-Choor Naan. Believe it or not, this guy drove 8 hours to eat this particular naan. Now that we are in the middle of a pandemic, we figured we'll try it in our own kitchen. So let's get going.
Let's do it. Hey guys.
All right. So we will start with 6 cups of all-purpose flour. To this, we are going to add 1 packet of instant yeast. This is not active dry yeast. This is instant yeast, and it's a 1/4 ounce packet or 2 1/4 teaspoons. 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of pink salt, about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and warm water. If your water is too hot, it's going to end up killing the yeast. If it's too cold, your yeast won't activate. So make sure the water is lukewarm, about 94-95 degrees Fahrenheit. So before we get to our water, let's add all these ingredients to our flour. Here, Vivek, do the honors. Go ahead. Now we just give it a quick mix and then add oil.
Mix it first.
You can just incorporate everything into your flour nicely. Now we will start adding water 1 cup at a time. So go ahead, mix the oil. I'll add the water and you start preparing the dough. You'll add water a little at a time and keep incorporating it as you add. Now we want to prepare a very soft and sticky dough. At this stage, you want to be very careful. Just add it about 1 teaspoon at a time. Hands here. All right, as you can see, the dough is nice and sticky. So now we are going to bring it to our work surface, get it out of the bowl. Let me get that out of your way. And now we are going to give it some good kneading. So you can get some oil on your hands and start working the dough. Now, this is the best technique. You lift the dough and throw it down, fold it over itself. It's more fun, it's a stress buster. Great way to decompress.
Yes.
After a long day of work.
Any work stress, argument with your wife, anything, all of it can work out here. Decompress.
Do it a few times. The idea is to build long strands of gluten. Let me take a crack at it too.
Go for it.
Therapeutic, huh?
Yes.
You don't have to do this. You can be a little more gentle and sort of just push it away, roll it over. Push it away, roll it over itself. So you don't have to spend endless hours doing this. Just about 3 to 5 minutes, I would say, is good enough. There. So now we are going to just bring it back into the bowl and let it sit for 2 hours till it doubles in volume. So Vivek, why don't we just grease the bowl with a little bit of olive oil. That should be good. And now we can transfer the dough back into, once you put the dough ball, you can just roll it in oil. Just roll it around. There. And now we just cover it with some saran wrap, or you can just put a plate up on top. And we are going to put it in the oven to let it rise. All right, let's walk it to our oven. So remember, the oven is not on. We're going to leave the light turned on and wait till our dough doubles in volume, which should not take more than 2 hours. All right, so while our dough is rising, let's get to the filling.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so here we have about 5 to 6 medium-sized potatoes. I would say about 1.5 pounds or a little more. These potatoes have already been boiled and grated. I have saved one just to show you how big our potatoes were. So this is the 6th one that I'm going to grate into this bowl. It's better if you boil and cool your potatoes in the refrigerator. Makes grating a whole lot easier. To our boiled and grated potatoes, we are going to add a cup of finely diced red onion, 1 tablespoon of grated ginger, 1 tablespoon of finely chopped green chilies. If your green chilies are hot, you can de-seed and devein them before you chop them and add them to your potatoes. Here I have about half a cup of chopped cilantro. The cilantro has been washed. To season our filling, we will use 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. You can adjust salt to your taste and liking, use more or less of it. About half a teaspoon of garam masala. This is optional, but it does bring a lot of flavor and depth to the seasoning. Half a teaspoon of red chili powder. This is a mild variety of chili powder. If yours is hotter, use less of it. Again, it is up to you. 1 teaspoon of mango powder and half a teaspoon of roasted cumin powder. This adds a depth of flavor to our seasoning, but is optional. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. You have all the ingredients, prepare the filling.
All right, let's taste and see how good this is.
What do you think?
Very good.
Yeah?
Love
So
it.
now is a good time to adjust the seasonings in your filling.
So I think we are missing something.
Yeah, what?
What are we gonna eat Choor-Choor naan with?
Oh, well, Choor-Choor naan goes really well with chana masala, and you know, we have a recipe for it on our YouTube channel.
I guess I have some work to cut out for me. So while the dough is rising, I'm gonna get on her channel and watch that video.
All right, so while he's off watching that video, let me show you what we are going to use to prepare our Choor-Choor naan on. Here I have a 18 by 18 inch travertine tile. You can get these at any hardware store. So we are going to place this tile in our oven. So on the middle rack, we will place this tile and start preheating our oven to the highest setting it can go. This oven only goes to 550, so I have set the temperature to 550 degrees Fahrenheit and let it preheat. Once it reaches that temperature, then you're going to continue to heat this tile for another 20-25 minutes to a half hour. You want to make sure the stone is super hot when you start placing your naans on it. Alright, so our dough is well on its way. I pulled it out of the oven and left it in the pantry. Our filling is prepared and our tile is preheating. So we are all set, waiting for our tile to get ready before we start making our Choor-Choor naan. Alright Vivek, so do you look at our dough? See how nicely it rose? Uncover it.
Oh, nice.
Now we can move it to our work surface. Now using a pizza cutter or a knife, we'll just divide our dough into 3 portions. Like this. Invite 1 portion over to the work surface. And here in this bowl, I have some flour that we are going to use for dusting our work surface and our hands. So Vivek, do you want to give it a try?
Sure.
So you can start with sprinkling some flour on your work surface. Once we have it like this, you want to use your vegan butter liberally and spread it all over the surface. I'm using Earth Balance because I just happen to like the texture and taste and flavor of this butter. Now what you want to do is just fold it over half.
Sideways?
Yes, just this much. And apply some vegan butter on this surface as well. And now you want to fold this part over to the buttered surface. Nice. So now you've roughly created a log. Stretch it as you roll. Now we are going to portion this log into individual balls to create your kulchas or choor-choor naans. As big as you like, essentially. Again, sprinkle the surface. I'll do one for you and then you take over. So just, again, poke with your fingers rather than stretching, because that may cause a tear. Just poke and apply pressure so it automatically moves to the sides and stretches.
Okay.
And filling. Pull over the sides. Like this. Some flour. Take it from here.
Let's try.
Also, you don't want to overstuff your dough portions, because then the chances are the filling is going to come out when you try to spread it into a naan. So now let's talk about these ingredients here. In this cup I have about 1 tablespoon of nigella seeds and 3 tablespoons of chopped cilantro. Now let's start creating the shape of our choor-choor naan. You don't want it to be too thin. Just put gentle pressure like you were doing before, using this part of your fingers.
So I see you're not using your tips.
This time I'm not puncturing it at all. I'm being a little gentle with it. Gentle pressure from the center outward. Just using my 4 fingers, moving it around.
What if the potato comes out, the filling comes out? Is that okay?
It's a very forgiving dough. You can use the dough to patch up wherever you make holes. You want it to be of even thickness. That's one thing you want to ensure. Just keep a little bowl of water on the side. Apply some water on the surface, and we're going to stick some nigella and coriander. You must have noticed we filled these dough portions and we put them aside. This allows them to rest, which will help you spread them and avoid the shrinking.
Oh, okay. Or garlic for people who like garlic.
If you want to put some chopped garlic, why not? Be as creative as you want. Here, you want to take it from here?
Yeah.
Today we are cooking in Vivek's kitchen, and his oven is sort of a walking distance from the island where we are working. So it'll take 2 of us to walk these. So you want to flip the coriander and nigella side onto your palm, and the side with nothing on it goes on the tile. So let's go. Shut the oven door watch these guys cook. All right, Vivek, let's not forget about the naan in the oven. Let's go check them out.
Let's check it out.
Ooh, do you see this? Look at these naans.
Wow.
Perfect, huh? All right, so now what
The
we
best
do
part.
is- yes, you take some butter, spread all over the surface, like
My
this.
mouth is watering already.
Now you're ready for the choor-choor?
Yes. Oh. I'm actually waiting for the best part, which is to eat and enjoy this delicious meal. Ah.
There you have it, choor-choor naan or Amritsari kulcha. And you know what, Vivek?
Mm-hmm.
I had a bowl of chana masala sitting in the refrigerator.
Oh, nice.
So I heated it up for you. Why don't you give it a taste and let me know how this works out?
Awesome. Love it. Fluffy, soft, crispy, everything.
So let me show
Love it.
you the texture from inside. Do you see this? They are soft and crispy. So there we have it. Choor-choor naan or Amritsari kulcha, done in the comfort of our own kitchen. I hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as we enjoyed making it. Please do give it a try. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And see you again soon with more vegan versions of our traditional favorites.